guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. Have 8 picks for you guys again today. Seemed to be the magic number yesterday. So back with 8 picks again. Yesterday, guys, we finished 6-1-1. We went 4-0 in our college basketball unders again. Rocking and rolling on that. I'm going to talk a little bit about those in a second. We lost our college basketball game on Kentucky. Now, to me, I like this game. I had a really nice system with the game. Kentucky coming off an outright loss to an unranked team, dropping from the 1 seed down to, what they go to, 9th, I think. I'm like, okay, they're going to bounce back. They're going to show the world what they're actually made of. Instead, they played terrible basketball. They played selfish basketball. They turned the ball over a lot. They didn't hustle on defense. I'd be very surprised to see the same starters in to start next game because they look like they didn't want it. They almost lost again, which is pretty incredible. Anyways, guys, that wasn't our finest hour, but we bounced back. We ended up getting the win in the football game. We got the under there. We won the late hockey game, and we would have won the first hockey game, but certain events transpired. I'm glad we bought the line to 7. I did say, guys, when we buying that line to 7, allowed us a lot of opportunity to cover certain events, and one of those events occurred yesterday. But there was a ton of value laying minus 210 on that game. But, a minute 40 left, and they score, so then that opens the opportunity to pull the goalie, and then they get an empty net goal. So, either of those don't go in and we win. But anyways, guys, we're happy with 6-1-1. I think we are. It's funny, no matter how good your day is, at least for me, I'm always critical. I always go back and, frustrated with Kentucky yesterday, right? Should be out popping bottles and whatnot. It's 6-1-1, but I don't know. Frustrated with Kentucky yesterday. They did not respond the way I thought they would, and that sucks to lose that way in hockey. But again, onward and upward, right? All right, so I've been giving some thought to the college basketball unders, guys, and we're actually, so this is pretty awesome. If you think about it, guys, this is really cool. We're moving lines. We're actually moving Vegas lines. We're moving college basketball lines. How awesome is that? I think it's pretty cool. So here's the issue that we have, okay? And it's not so much on the larger schools, but when we start placing our under bets on smaller schools, there's not a lot of action out there. Not a lot of people, go to Vegas and, start firing bets on really small schools, especially on total plays. If they're going to bet these regional schools, they're typically going to bet a team to win or lose. And a lot of times what you see when people are in Vegas is they're betting with their local school, right? Wherever they're from, they're like, oh, there's an opportunity to bet on my local college school. And that's what a lot of the bets are. So, NFL bets probably, outweigh the college total bets, 2,000 or 3,000 to 1, So when you fire a bunch of money on the under of a college total, and there's not a lot of top-heavy structure in terms of not a lot of over bets to compensate for that, that line is going to move, and it's going to move quickly. So one of the things at Vegas is I talk about this in terms of steam play. A couple of the bets that I've placed have shown up as steam, and automatically that's going to drop that line. But further to that point, let's say on a game where Vegas has very low volume and there's a large steam bet that comes in, and then all of a sudden, right after that steam bet within the next hour, there's, a couple hundred bets on the under and nothing on the over, because who's betting the over midday? What's Vegas going to do, guys? They're going to panic, and they're going to pull the plug, and they're going to either drop that line or go off the board. And I know a couple of our games have actually went off the board briefly. So you know how hard that is to do in sports, take a game off the board? I don't think Vegas figured out what's going on yet. But anyways, the lines are going to drop. So I think the fairest way that I can think to do this, so that you guys have the best opportunity in line, I do a lot of promotion, obviously, on social media. Here's what I'm going to do. When I post a video, I'm going to wait 25 minutes to half an hour before I post on social media. All right? So that's going to give you guys an opportunity to watch the video first. So my subscribers, anyone on here, is going to get an opportunity to watch the video first and get the best line before the line drops. Again, when we're dealing with larger schools, guys, it's not going to have the same impact. But if we're betting a small regional game and we're all smashing that under, the line is going to fall. There's no question about it. So that's the fairest way to deal with it, I think. Going to give subscribers and just everyone who's been with the channel for a while a chance to bet the best line, and then anyone else that comes along afterwards to watch the video, by all means jump on it, but I can't guarantee the line's going to be there, guys. So I'm going to jump right into it today. Like I said, I have 8 picks for you guys. I have a first half. I'll just go through them in order. Okay, so first half college basketball total play. All right, so a couple systems here. Actually, I didn't write the system down for this one, but a couple good systems on this one. Let me see if I can find that. 3 systems. All right, 3 systems. They're all first half systems. They've all been profitable over long term, which is really nice. One of the systems, like really, really mature. It's got over 4,000 games. It's hit 57% over 4,000 games. I have another system at 59% and a system at 61%. The 61% has had 200 games, but it's kind of hyper focused to look for certain events. So again, I feel like it's fairly reliable. It's 5-3 this season so far, and 61% in its lifetime. So we're going to take Mercer and Georgia Southern under 76.5 in the first half of that game. So it's a first half bet, guys. Mercer, Georgia Southern under 76.5. All right. Let's jump into regular college basketball, full games. So I got some good suggestions for some names for the super system, but right now it's still our college basketball super system, even though that sounds like really tacky, like some tout out there would be selling a super system to you guys. But anyways, we're doing good with it, so let's keep rocking and rolling. So these are literally the most up-to-date recent lines. There is some public money on the over in some of these lines, so they've actually come up a little bit. So I'm not super concerned about the bottom dropping out of some of these lines, because some of them actually do have support to the downside. So I'm just going to go through them in order, guys. We have Northern Iowa, Tennessee Martin. We're going to go under 141 in that game. Northern Iowa, Tennessee Martin under 141. We have Alabama and Furman. We're going under 152. Alabama, Furman under 152. UTEP and New Mexico. We're going under 146.5. If you shop this line, guys, you can still find it, Pinnacle and a couple other sites, at 147. So if you're on Pinnacle, if you're on a few of the other sites out there, I don't have that screen up. There is a 147 kicking around, guys, but majority is 146.5, so that's what we're going to put it in at. And then we have Fairfield and Maryland. We are going under 131.5. That's Fairfield, Maryland, under 131.5. Again, guys, feel free to shop this line, because there's 132s out there, and I didn't write where, but that normally means there's multiple 132s out there. So feel free to shop that line around. Let me see if I can find out what site that is, just for you guys who are on multiple sites. Actually, you know what? Pretty well everywhere now. Looks like that line ticked up. All right, you know what? So we are going under 132. How cool is that? We got an extra point. So we're going under 132, guys. 5 Dimes actually has 131.5. So you know what? I'm going to keep our pick at 131.5, but it looks like you guys will get 132. So that's good. So just a quick recap. Fairfield, Maryland, under 131.5. Take a look for 132, guys. UTEP, New Mexico, under 146.5. And that's like, yeah, there's a few books still at 147. Alabama, Furman, under 152. And Northern Iowa, Tennessee Martin, under 141. All right. So, I have another straight-up game as well. Exact same system as the Kentucky game yesterday. Hopefully, we're going to look for a much better result. as again, I said, this system hits 59%. I do have another system on this game as well. Again, it's a fairly focused system, so it has a lot of parameters. Not a lot of games fit into it, but the games that do are very profitable. It hits at 67% over 130 games. Again, it's not. I wouldn't say it's reliable. The margin of error at 130 games is probably plus or minus 7-8%, maybe more. So, we like it. I built that system, so I have a lot of faith in it. But again, I won't say, okay, we're going to win this 67% of the time. But with two indicators, we're going to be taking Kansas minus 15. All right, Kansas minus 15 against East Tennessee State. All right, that's it. That's it for college basketball, guys. And here we go, NHL. I got two picks for you guys. So the first pick, guys, we have Winnipeg playing Nashville. All right, so Nashville has announced their backup goalie. Goaltending in general lately has been pretty shaky in Nashville. They still find ways to put the puck in the net, but they are on a bit of a losing streak. Now, I'm aware of certain facts in the NHL. One fact I know is that winning teams, when they're on a 3 to 4 game winning streak, typically have a positive ROI. So I'm apprehensive about betting against it. But we're getting so much value in this game to bet against Nashville, I have to take it. So Winnipeg, who has an overall winning record, has been playing really good, going with their starting goaltender, playing against Nashville's backup, they're getting plus 160. And that's pretty hard to ignore. This is a game that is relatively close to 50-50. Now, I say relatively because Nashville is going to win more times than Winnipeg. But there's no way they're going to win enough times to make 160 not have value. So we're definitely going to take Winnipeg, guys, plus 160. Mentally prepare yourselves that we will lose this bet more times than we'll win. But over the long run, we're going to make a lot of money with a bet like this. Now, there is a large probability. I have Line Predictor as one of the tools I use. And let me just get the Line Predictor because there's a good chance this line is going to fall. So about an 88% probability that line is going to fall. Right now you can get it at plus 160 5 dimes and a bunch of other sites. There's a few sites that's plus 155. We're going to bet this down to 150. If it drops below plus 150, guys, we're out. All right. Last game, guys. We have Boston and the New Jersey Devils. We're going to play a system I used before, guys. It is the well-rested favorites. So what we're looking for, guys, is visiting favorites on 3 days rest, playing against non-playoff teams, win 63.9% of the time. 63.9%, guys. What we're going to do is we are taking Boston minus 145. Again, you can find it at minus 140. There's quite a bit of a discrepancy here. So you can find it at minus 140. You can also find it at minus 150. We're going to bet this up to minus 155. So if it goes above minus 155, guys, it's not a bet. All right? And it does not to say that there's not value still if it goes above there, but then the value gets thin. And that's what we're ultimately looking for, guys, in our bets. We want value. So I feel like we got some value today. So the two picks in hockey, guys, we're going to take the Boston Bruins. We're going to take the Winnipeg Jets. Basketball, we have Kansas minus 15. You guys go back over, Fairfield, Maryland, under 131.5. UTEP, New Mexico, under 146.5. Alabama, Furman, under 152. Northern Iowa, Tennessee, Martin, under 151. And we got a first half. Mercer, Georgia Southern, going under 76.5 in the first half. 6-1 yesterday, guys. I had a great day the day before. I think we went 8-2. So what are we, 14-3 in the last 2 days? That's pretty good. So hopefully, guys, we'll keep it going. As I said, guys, college basketball, I'm going to let the subscribers get their talons into those good lines first before I post on social media. All right, guys, so let's hope for another one. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day.